bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that the war between Hope, Carter, and the Forrester family shows no signs of stopping. The tension in the company continues to escalate as Steffy decides to stand up and form an army to fight Carter. These new developments will not only affect Carter's future in the Forrester family, but also open up dramatic intrigues and plots that can change the whole company. Recently, the Forrester family convened an important meeting in which all shareholders and key figures in the family participated. The atmosphere in the meeting was not only tense but also fierce. Steffy, one of the powerful people in the family, stood up to initiate a campaign to remove Carter from the management position. She did not simply oppose Carter's leadership, but was determined to make him leave the company, something she believed would be best for the future of the Forrester family. The discussions at the family meeting were quite tense, and all the shareholders expressed their dissatisfaction with Carter's management style. Steffy, as usual, was very convincing in presenting the reasons why Carter was not qualified to continue leading the company. The reasons she gave were not only related to the mistakes in her work, but also the poor financial situation of the company under Carter's direction. During the meeting, all eyes were on Steffy when she stood up and asked the shareholders to sign an official statement opposing Carter. If this statement received the consensus of the majority of shareholders, Carter would be removed from his management position and could lose all power in the company. This would certainly be a huge blow to his career and reputation. However, Steffy did not only rely on official meetings, but also had a risky side plan, which was to steal important documents in the company to deprive Carter of power. Steffy's scheme did not stop at encouraging shareholders to oppose Carter. She planned to secretly break into Carter's office to steal important documents, including the new plan he was about to implement. This was a risky move, and if successful, Steffy could rob Carter of any chance of recovery and development in the company. However, Steffy could not help but realize that sneaking into Carter's office was not an easy task. If Carter discovered her in the act, the consequences would be very serious and could lose everything Steffy had built in the Forrester family. With things escalating rapidly, Steffy not only had to deal with the surveillance of the staff, but also had to face the dangers from Carter himself. He was not someone who could be fooled easily, and Steffy's every move could be detected by him. These were the factors that made Steffy's plan more tense than ever. And then, what Steffy was most worried about finally happened. When she was entering Carter's office, she had no idea that he had returned to the office. The surprise happened when Steffy was trying to find important papers when Carter suddenly appeared. It seemed that he had a premonition, or maybe because of the unusual change in his workspace, Carter felt someone's presence. When he entered the office, the scene that Carter saw shocked him completely. Steffy was standing in the middle of a pile of messy papers, proving that she was trying to take away something important. Carter, who was sharp-minded and very alert, could not keep an eye on Steffy's actions without reacting. He immediately shouted, "What are you doing here?" Carter's question was not only a surprise, but also a strong warning to Steffy. He knew that she was doing something shady, and her presence here could only have one purpose: to steal important documents that could change the fate of the entire company. But could Steffy escape Carter's close supervision? If she was discovered, the consequences would be dire, not only for her but also for the entire Forrester family. Carter was not someone to be defeated easily, and if Steffy was not careful, she might face severe punishment from him. In addition, if this plan failed, Steffy might lose the trust of the shareholders and the Forrester family itself. This is a ruthless war where every mistake can cost her. After discovering that Steffy was secretly building an army to oppose his leadership, Carter could not contain his anger. He decided to take immediate action to show his anger and determination to keep power in his hands. An unexpected incident happened in Carter's office when Steffy was suddenly knocked out and tied up. Not only did Carter want to stop Steffy, he also used her as a hostage to threaten the Forrester family. It is worth noting that Carter did this not only out of personal anger, but also for strategic purposes. He clearly understood that if Steffy and the Forrester family continued to oppose him, he could lose everything he had built at the company. In this situation, Carter chose the strongest and most dangerous path to force the Forrester family to submit to him. Immediately after capturing Steffy, he called Ridge to inform him of his daughter's situation and asked him to comply with the conditions Carter set. Carter threatens to report Steffy for stealing company assets and put her in jail if the Forrester family continues to fight him. This is a calculated threat, as Carter knows that Ridge cannot afford to let his daughter be implicated in such serious charges. Ridge, a father who always protects his children to the end, cannot ignore the danger that threatens Steffy. Out of worry and fear, he has to accept Carter's request, even though he knows in his heart that this is not a long-term solution. Ridge knows that if Carter continues to take control, Steffy and the Forrester family will be in even greater danger. However, the biggest question in this situation is whether Carter will actually keep his promise. Will he release Steffy and leave the Forrester family alone? Or will he take advantage of the situation to take down his opponent once and for all? The truth is that Carter is too deep into this power struggle and may not be able to stop easily. Although he promised not to cause further harm to Steffy, will those promises be kept when personal interests and power in the company are at the forefront? Carter's nature has changed since he started to engage in this war. Previously, he was a fair, rational man who always respected moral values. But now, greed and the desire to maintain power have turned him into someone who is not afraid to use cruel tricks. Carter's willingness to take Steffy hostage is just a typical example of this change, and if Carter's threat comes true, Steffy will face serious charges that can ruin her career as well as her reputation. This will not only affect Steffy, but also create a major crisis for the Forrester family, which is already in a state of turmoil. The end of this situation is still unclear. Will Steffy find a way to escape Carter's control and return to fight, or will she have to accept the dark fate that Carter has planned for her? The answer may not be easy when both the Forrester and Carter families are deeply involved in a relentless war. The current situation is a test for all the characters in this war. Ridge, Steffy, and the Forrester family will have to face an important choice. Can they save the situation without paying too much, or will they have to accept defeat and a complete change in the company's power structure? Surely, this war is not over yet, and everyone will have to face unexpected and dramatic situations in the next episodes of The Bold and the Beautiful.
Oh.